Our generation is so depressed because we don't have a third place. In our parents' generation and almost every generation before that, there were three places: work, home, and social gatherings. If you had a shitty day at work, you could look forward to going to the pub after work with your friends. Or if you're feeling lonely on a random Tuesday, you can look forward to your darts or pool league after work. Nowadays, most people do not have three places, they have two and sometimes even one. Either work and home, or sometimes just home because people work from home.
Loneliness is an epidemic. It's a big problem. Humans are a relational species. We're not polar bears. We need to be together. And so if you want to be healthy, be connected, not through your smartphone, but through physical groups of people.
Social isolation is melting our society, and the culture of online learning, while bringing infinite amounts of easily accessible knowledge directly to our fingertips, has magnified this problem tenfold. Since the pandemic, learning things online, from niche hobbies to career training to the latest breakthrough in chemistry research to how to use AI to start 7 side hustles and make $500 a day to how to pull off a crypto rug pull, has become hyper normalized. And while doing a cryptocurrency rug pull scam here and there is all well and good, the normalization of getting all of our information, our entertainment, our knowledge online has led to drastic problems in American society. It's led to unprecedented levels of social isolation, a loneliness epidemic where half of Americans report feeling lonely, and countless young Americans falling gradually and sometimes unconsciously into the pipeline of right-wing radicalization. Oh, boo-hoo, you young folks don't know what it's like to be truly lonely, what with all your smartphones and gadgets and social media notifications and AI girlfriends. Maybe you just need to man up and face the real world. Back in my day, we used to know grandpa, who suddenly looks 60 years younger and also somehow now speaks perfect English. This is a serious problem, and it's literally killing us. First of all, young folks ages 15 to 24 are hanging out with our friends 70% less than folks our age 20 years ago. Let me repeat that. We hang out with our friends 70% less than 20 years ago. Where kids 20 years ago had time to meet up with their friends, grab dinner, and go watch a movie, kids nowadays don't even have time to watch one video on YouTube. Second of all, this social isolation has profound impacts on our health, including a 29% increased risk of heart disease and a 32% increased risk of stroke. And it increases our risk of premature death the same amount as smoking 15 cigarettes every day. And keep in mind that this phenomenon is still in its early stages. If these are the issues that Gen Z is facing, God knows what negative health impacts this enormous level of social isolation will have on Gen Alpha and Gen Beta. But Kobe, I don't feel socially isolated. I have a lot of friends and we hang out every day. All right, well, good for you. But as I said earlier, half of Americans report feeling lonely. So just statistically, between you and me, one of us is lonely. Oh shit. Anyways, even if you may not personally feel lonely, the odds are that one or more of your friends do, even if they may not outwardly show it. So I say this for both you and your friends. Please, for the love of God, stop learning all of your hobbies online. Yes, online is easy. Yes, it's convenient. Yes, it's nice to pull out TikTok and 30 minutes later know the top 15 matcha brands to order from and how to crochet 20 different types of tote bags. Yes, it's nice to put on a 2-hour-long podcast while you're doing the laundry so that you can feel like you're learning, when in reality, you're just using it to drown out the voices in your head. But when you do this, you don't realize what you're missing out on. When you learn everything online, on TikTok, on podcasts, on YouTube, videos, on ChatGPT, sure, you save some time and effort, but you lose out on the best part of learning a hobby, the community. And you sink further into the treacherous depths of social isolation. Now, is that really the way you want to live your life? Convenience over community? Think about school. Yes, studying for tests and quizzes and papers was hard. Learning was hard, but what made it all bearable? Being able to hang out with your friends. That's why during the pandemic, when everyone had to learn online through Zoom, even though the material was exactly the same, learning suddenly became way harder and a lot more depressing. Sure, it was easier and more convenient to attend classes from the comfort of your own home, but at the same time, it was unbearable. It was soulless. Now, in 2025, if you're deliberately choosing to learn about the news on TikTok, learn your hobbies on YouTube, learn about career advancement on your favorite podcast, and learn all of your political beliefs from two dudes on Twitch, it's like deliberately choosing Zoom school over going to in-person school with all of your friends. But Kobe, when you're learning a hobby online, you can still partake in a lot of different online communities. Yes, you're right. That's fantastic. And at the same time, still half of Americans today are lonely. Now, I'm not saying that online communities don't work. No, I think they're fantastic. I just don't think that they can wholly replace the love and support that you get when you and the people around you are all learning together, supporting each other, and sharing the lessons you've learned together in real time. Kobe, it seems like everything is online nowadays, and also hella expensive. What's the alternative to learning a hobby online without having to spend a fortune? I'm so glad you asked. If you're anything like me, you have to pay rent, you have to pay utilities, you have to put food on the table. You may not necessarily have the money or the time to think past learning on TikTok or YouTube just because of how easy, quick, and convenient these platforms are in the fast-paced, chaotic world that we live in. I feel you, bro. But not to worry, because I'll discuss 4 different methods to learn new hobbies in exciting, fulfilling, and budget-friendly ways. I think you'll like it. I'm a huge advocate for community college. I know that sometimes community college is portrayed in the media as a 2-year or 4-year institution where you get an associate's degree or transfer into a different college. But did you know that you can also just sign up for any single class that interests you at your local community college? And community colleges typically have super sick class offerings as well. My local community college offers photography classes, pottery classes, ikebana classes, Muay Thai, salsa dancing, sewing, candle making, stand-up comedy, and much, much more. And these classes are relatively cheap when compared to going to an actual studio with comparable instructors and educational outcomes. Taking a class at a community college is a fantastic way to learn a new hobby that has always interested you, alongside like-minded people who are starting off from the same point as you. And as you learn together, you can help each other improve, banter, have fun, have friendly competitions, and make the overall learning process a lot more exciting and fulfilling. It's a no-brainer, and I'm really not sure why more people don't take advantage of such an amazing and accessible resource. I mean, like, seriously. Would you rather learn photography by watching 15 different YouTube videos by yourself at home? Or would you rather go to your local community college and learn alongside 15 soon-to-be friends that are also passionate about photography and can support you and help you improve? Really, it's such a no-brainer. You also never really realize the value of in-person feedback until you've watched 15 different TikTok tutorials on how to make a half double crochet and you still can't figure out what on earth you're doing wrong. By signing up for a class at your local community college, you will save yourself from that nightmare by ensuring that you have valuable in-person feedback from your instructors and your peers, helping you learn from your mistakes and helping you get past any mental blocks that may stand in your way. Many community colleges also have dedicated maker spaces that have all sorts of gadgets, CNC machines, laser cutters, water cutters, lathes, and 3D printers if you're the type of nerd who's into those types of things. Just kidding. I've also had my own fair share of fun at a community college makerspace when I lived in Houston, where I used their metal laser cutter to design and create jewelry. All that to say, no matter what you're interested in learning, no matter what types of hobbies you enjoy, your local community college likely has some fantastic opportunities to offer. I would definitely look into it. Pro tip, if you're nervous to sign up for a class yourself, or socially anxious, or you're not the type of person who likes to go to things alone, no worries. I feel you. I'm the same way. What I like to do is just ask a friend to sign up with me. Wow, revolutionary, right? Not only will it be more fun to try something new with a friend, but also if you ever at any point feel awkward or nervous in the class, you will always have your friend there to talk to and support you. I tell you this tip for one more reason. Even if you yourself don't necessarily feel like you are socially isolated, you never really know who in your life may feel differently. It may turn out that one of your friends, someone who you know and love, is going through a period of loneliness in their life. You can change that. By inviting a friend to come try out a new hobby with you, to sign up for a class with you, you may just change their life. Along the same vein, your local community center and public library often offer classes open to the public either for free or for a small fee. Now, I don't want to belabor this point too much, but the ability to learn a hobby alongside your peers and friends makes the learning process a lot more satisfying, a lot more fulfilling, and a lot more fun. I will say though that these locations typically have less options than your local community college, and their classes typically only last for an hour or so for one day, rather than having a whole dedicated weeks-long curriculum. So if you're looking for something quick and low commitment, then these are fantastic places to check out. I know you have friends. If you're lucky, your friends might even be good at things. I know, what a crazy thought, right? Good at things? Those dumbasses? No. But yes, some of your friends will have already mastered interesting hobbies that you want to learn. So instead of going directly to TikTok to learn it, why don't you just reach out to them? Ask them to show you the ropes. I know, vulnerability. Putting yourself out there is hard, but chances are they'll be super excited that someone is taking an interest in the hobby or activity that they love so much, and they'd be overjoyed to teach you the basics. This is good for 3 reasons. First of all, you'll get to learn from an expert who will have their attention on just you. Second of all, even if you're the worst student on the planet and cannot learn a single thing, at the very least, you will have had a fun hangout with your friend. And third of all, friends are very accessible and will likely be happy to teach you without an expectation of pay in return. Do remember though to take them out for lunch afterwards as a gesture of your appreciation. I'm a big fan of being an actually insane person. DM random people who you don't know who are experts at what they do and see if they'll teach you a thing or two. Obviously be respectful, but worst case scenario, they'll block you. But you don't really know them anyways, so no worries. Most people will either ghost you and never respond, or they'll be polite and just answer whatever question you asked. But sometimes, they are so excited that someone is trying to learn the hobby or skill that they are so passionate about and that they've dedicated so much time to that they will be overjoyed to help you on your learning journey. Those are the wholesome moments of humanity, of community that we live for. Social isolation is destroying our society, and that is especially pronounced for Gen Z. We can take back that power though and fight for our friends and community by taking a deliberate step towards learning in person, in community spaces, and with our friends, instead of defaulting to learning online on platforms like YouTube and TikTok. Yes, it's less convenient. Yes, we have to get out of our comfort zone. Ultimately though, it's the only way forward. I believe that. Thank you for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.